What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. As you guys know, I'm over here in Europe and I don't get to catch all of Kevin Samuels' shows because they come on around 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. But what happened is there is an excerpt that Brother George called me and told me about, that Kevin Samuels said that, you know, that black men who are married to white women or non-black women, he's inviting them back to the black community cookouts, right? Because we know that a lot of black men have been ostracized, that have these, you know, non-black wives, largely because our community is very matriarchal. So it implies, like, when the women can marry a white guy, let's take Serena Williams for an example. She's not, you know, not invited. She's invited to the cookout. In fact, it's great for her to be coming to the cookout, right? Look at Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou is considered to be one of the greatest African-American poets. She had she had 3 different Caucasian husbands, and Maya Angelou still to this day is looked at as an icon in the African-American community. Let's take Martin Luther King Jr. His real name was Michael King, but for those of you who know him as Martin Luther King Jr., when Martin Luther King was studying in Massachusetts and Boston, he was in love with a white lady from Germany. And what did his father tell him? He said, hey, you cannot bring her back to Atlanta. You cannot do what you need to do and move on with your career in our community, married to a woman from Germany, a white woman. It is career suicide. So there lies the problem. A black woman can remain black and accepted by the black community, largely by black women. A black man is ostracized from the black community with a non-black woman. And the question is, should these guys be invited back to the cookout? Let me tell you something. They've already been invited back into the cookout. Largely, it happens amongst black male communities. All right. This is what the Black Manosphere is for. I've worked with guys. Some of the guys I do shows with, they're married to white women. They're married to non-black women. You know, we have guys here in the Black Manosphere community that are in Colombia, guys in Brazil, guys in DR, and the women that they're with are married to or anything but black. You have guys that are in the Philippines. Shout out to Jay, right? Black American expat, that channel. And what I want to say is, what are instead of saying, well, why are these black men ostracized out of the community? The question that we want to ask is, and this is a person, and you guys know me, I am a hardcore B1 pro-black. I'm one of the most hardcore pro-black people that's on this platform. Like, literally, you know, I don't just talk about it. I live this lifestyle. All right. I've been living in Poland for 6 years now, off and on, and I've never dated anybody here in this country. Right. Not that I don't like how white women look, but just on my own personal leanings. The question that we need to ask, why are those black men going to those non-black women in the first place? Why? See, we want to ostracize black men and say that they're allowed to come back to the cookout, but we don't want to talk about why. A lot of black men have non-black wives in the first place because of why? Anybody want to guess? Because many black men, all right, find it hard dating in this community, find it less difficult dating in other communities. And it's not just African-American men that say this. For you brothers that are in the UK or somewhere in Europe or in South Africa, just take even the black men that come from Nigeria or from Haiti or from Jamaica, and they want to date inside their communities. It is difficult for them because their women hit them with, many times, unrealistic expectations. I'm not saying some, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying some. Okay. I was talking to Brother Art Banaka I met him personally. I met him and his lovely wife here in Poland, and he's a great example. He's a great guy, and he was coming up in the Haitian community in Connecticut. Many Haitian men were trying to date their own women, and those Haitian American women adopted many of the characteristics and unrealistic expectations that are shared by some in our community. So you have a really good man, and I know him personally. He's a great guy. Check out his channel. And who is he married to? He's married to a woman from Poland. Okay, he's been married to her for many years now. I believe he's now in the country. Okay, and so you want to kick these guys out of the community because of their dating choices, but many times it has nothing to do with the fact that they hate or dislike black women. The reality is that they have went another route of I won't say an easier route, but less resistant in many cases. Okay, and it happens. A lot of guys grow up, they can find it very difficult dating, especially if they're not the tallest person or the most charismatic. Like, I'll take a YouTuber right now, Roberto Blake. Roberto Blake is a very successful African-American black man. I believe he's a YouTube coach, tech guy. You think that, you know, he'll have a lot of easy times dating in the black community? What about Marcus Brownlee? Could you guys see them dating in the African-American community? It'd be almost impossible. So because of that, you want to kick them out and tell them that they can't come to the cookout. I get it. I'm a pro-black. You know, you're supposed to try, right? And keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until you find black love. And it's possible. It is. It's impossible. But the other races of women have a little bit more time, easier times, seeing the kind of guys that actually are builders, guys that are actually going to be stable. In our community, men are not rewarded for being stable until they got it all. You know, there is no such thing as betting on a man's potential unless he's a NFL cornerback or unless he's a rapper or anything like that. No, you can't do that in the black community. You need to come back. Oh, now that you have an MD, I had a chick told me, you know, that, hey, you know, you have an MD now. All right, you know, or you're in medical school. Okay, now I can date you. Okay, so I had to go do all of that, and then now you can date me. That's what you're looking to do now. So, and then these black men are being kept out of the black community many times, and I'm going to say this, by black women who have never really been interested in dating these guys up until they became successful. So you didn't want those guys. And so then when they decide not to deal with, you know, you because you didn't want them, so they get somebody else, now they're out. And I'm a B1 Pan-African person. I believe that there's enough women in the black community to give them a chance because of what I personally believe. But everybody doesn't think like me. And then to add insult to injury, when a black woman marries a white woman, it's not like, oh, you married that white guy. No, it's like, girl, you did that. Girl, you winning. But then when the black man marries a white woman, or, you know, he's weak now. He can't handle a strong woman. So we'll let you come to the cookout because you married Brad, but because he married Karen, he can't come. And I believe Kevin Samuels, with that point, makes a very good observation. Why are they not allowed in the cookout when they never got a chance to be invited to the cookout in certain places in the begin with? I know Brother George Macon, he's gonna be calling me disagreeing, but many times black men have a harder pass of resistance staying in the black community. Don't believe me? A lot of guys don't even like living in the black community, let alone dating inside of it. So if you're gonna have that argument, why are you leaving Baltimore? Why are you leaving Atlanta? Why are you leaving Chicago? Why are you leaving? And this is not just the ghettos, but these are places where, like PG County, right? You find it very difficult to do things in the black community in our places, and then you wonder why these guys are not dating. Make it make sense. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top, and as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.